called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything.
That is, until I found you. We've always known the darkness would return. To finish what it started. To take our home. That's why I've been looking for you for centuries. There are only a few of you who carry the light of the Traveler, who have the strength to fight the darkness. I'm not going to lie to you, Guardian. You are Earth's last hope. If you fail, everything you know, everything humans have ever known, will be gone forever. So, you know, no pressure.
The Fallen will continue to claw at the walls of our city unless we strike them down. Beneath the ruins of the Cosmodrome, in the shadow of an old colony ship, we've located the House of Devil's Lair and the High Servitor feeding them their strength. We must destroy this machine god and send their souls screaming back to hell.
Hang tight. Fallen thrive in the dark. We won't. Fallen and Hive. Let's hope we can avoid the crossfire.
afraid. The way out of here is sealed. Pretty complex. I'll need time. It's like the entire system is wired to it. I'll work faster. Barrier is down. We can move now.
The Fallen have a tighter hold on this place than I thought. Just a little bit further.
The layer is up ahead, under that colony ship. Just on the other side of all those devils.
Destiny is our next-gen first-person shooter, where you'll explore the abandoned ruins of an ancient human civilization, long after it has been overtaken by our enemies.
The darkness is coming back. We will not survive it this time.
But there's still hope. A candle in the darkness, the last safe city on Earth. And at the center of the city is our home, the Tower, the place we return after every adventure. To claim our rewards. To buy and sell weapons and gear. And to meet up with our friends.
Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them, Guardian. Push back the darkness.
In Destiny, you choose who you want to be and who you want to become. You go out into the world to earn powerful weapons, cool armor, and combat abilities that change the way you fight. choices you make say a lot about the type of player you are in Destiny. There are so many ways to upgrade your class and perfect your style of play. As you defeat your enemies, you'll discover new places to go and uncover more reasons to head out on new adventures. So we created The Director. It answers the question, what's awesome to do right now? And what's my reward for doing it? And that's important because in Destiny, there's a ton of cool stuff to do. Like a great story campaign, where you'll explore the mysteries of our lost worlds.
Well fought. Many Guardians fell. Strong ones. But you made it here. Don't let them find you.
And from the beginning, we built Destiny to be played cooperatively, either match-made or with your friends. On your adventures through the world, you'll stumble on public events, where you can join up with other players on the fly to take on huge targets of opportunity. Before returning to your journey right where you left off. When you're ready for a little downtime, you can go off the beaten path and explore. And when you want to team up with 2 other players and fight through waves of enemies to take down an epic boss, you head into a strike. There's so much amazing stuff to find in Destiny. So many ways to combine your class, your abilities, your armor and weapons to build the Guardian you want to become. And you can even take that Guardian into the Crucible, our intense competitive multiplayer. You build your character, grow more powerful as you take on greater challenges, and maybe one day become powerful enough to find a way inside the Vault of Glass to defeat the most challenging experience we've ever created and earn Destiny's ultimate rewards. So that's what we've been doing here at Bungie. We're having a great time playing this game, and we can't wait for you to experience it too.
Should the Awoken ever need an ally, I will call on you and expect you to answer.
She's saying you owe us, Guardian.
I want to zoom in for a second, talk about competitive, because you guys are actually revealing this here at PlayStation's E3 booth for the first time, hands-on.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about, obviously, Bungie, no stranger to competitive multiplayer expertise, frankly. What is the philosophy for Destiny's competitive mode?
One of the things we want to do with the competitive mode is we want the competitive multiplayer in Destiny to be about skill. Because there are many different ways to upgrade your character in this game. There's going to be stronger armor, more dangerous weapons, but when you come into competitive multiplayer, everyone should be able to have the chance to win. It should be about how good are you with your controller? How well do you know the map? How tactical are you in the way you coordinate with your team? You know, if you and I are watching each other's back and controlling an objective together, we're going to do a lot better than somebody who goes in by themselves. So we didn't want competitive multiplayer to be about who had the best gear. So we level the playing field, and we really make it about who is the best warrior from the tower.
Excellent. So how do the different classes, Titan, Hunter, Warlock, how do, they have different sort of abilities, different supers. How does that all sort of factor into the competitive experience?
Yeah, well, they're all very dangerous. So there is no one class that is weaker than another class. They're all dangerous in their own way. They all fight in different ways. And, these are knights on a quest who can wield the powers of the Traveler. They can use magic and light as a weapon. So they do that in different ways. The Titan is all about heavy armor and brute force. He's got a solid punch. He can pound the ground for an area effect, ripple of, disaster in every direction. The Hunter is sort of a rogue. It's more of a ranged, stealthy character. He's all about, he's about the blade. He's got a revolver that becomes bathed in flame that he can insta-kill other dudes with. And then there's my personal favorite, which is the Warlock. That's our space wizard. Can conjure up a piece of the sun and throw it down at its enemies, just sort of gliding through the air on a cloud of light. Very different personalities for every fighting style, but they're all really good contributions to a new explosive sandbox.
Awesome. I can't wait to play the competitive. I did get a chance to dip my toe into the alpha. There's a lot to explore.
Yeah.
And speaking of explore, that's actually one of the things that really grabbed my attention. There's this mode, there's this concept of exploration in Destiny, and there's this sort of big open sandbox with seamless matchmaking. You're finding other players coming in and out. I think it was, PlayStation fans particularly are going to recognize sort of an element of this from Journey, which is this fan favorite title that had a similar sort of seamless weave in, weave out co-op. Tell me a little bit about Explore. I think it's so fascinating.
Yeah, it's something that you don't see a lot in a first-person shooter, a first-person action game like the ones that Bungie, have been known for over the years. So we're taking the heart-pounding action we always love to pack into our games, but we're opening it up a little bit. So instead of a campaign mission where you jump from waypoint to waypoint, you can literally just get out there in the open, and there are going to be aliens and hostile combatants in different locations in old Russia. So we've opened the entire destination to you. You can go there, set down in the landing zone. At the same time as you go through and you fight these enemies to collect rewards, things that you can trade back in the tower for upgrades to your character, you're going to encounter other Guardians. They may be a Guardian who is on a story mission. They can be on their way to the first phase of a strike. They could be doing any number of things on their own adventures, and where your adventure meets theirs at a crossroads, there are these public spaces. And that's where crazy things can happen. Fallen capital ships can spawn into the atmosphere and overfly you, dropping off drop ships, and they start mining minerals from the planet. You got to destroy that stuff, and you got to send them packing. And the other Guardians that rush to your aid because they see that waypoint, they see that event kickoff, it's really the sort of thing that we were demonstrating last year on this stage when we were doing a worldwide gameplay reveal. Only now it's a thing that you can play. We're inviting you in. It's not about watching. It's about you really understanding what it's like to play this thing.
Good stuff. I mean, I sort of canvassed this area in old Russia in exploration, or explore. And I was, I thought I had sort of combed every nook and cranny, and then I realized, hey, there's this whole like interstellar graveyard of fallen ships and airplanes and stuff. And it was this gigantic other area of the game. I mean, the game seems just so dynamic. Seems like there's a lot of nooks and crannies.
Well, the landscape tells a story of its own. Old Russia is a place where humanity was building huge colony ships to rush out to the stars when we were colonizing our solar system. That obviously didn't go too well for us given the post-apocalyptic nature of the story, the narrative of Destiny. But as Guardians, we are looking to reclaim everything that we've lost. So when you go into old Russia, you really see the old technology from the Golden Age and the fact that it's decaying and it's, in ruin. It's been reclaimed by nature. So even though the fate of our civilization had been doomed, it's still, nature is ascendant over man. So it can still be a beautiful place. It can still be a world worthy of exploration, a world worthy of heroes. And I can tell you, I still get lost in old Russia. Some of the game designers who spend more time playing the game than I do